Heather's voice called to him again, and with renewed determination, Dan prepared for his next move. Whatever it took, he'd survive this zombie outbreak and maybe, just maybe, find his first love amid the horror. Dan watched in horror as the guard, gasping and struggling to breathe, was quickly overwhelmed by the relentless zombies. Even in his last moments, the guard managed to give Dan a grateful nod, a small act of kindness that would haunt Dan. Guilt surged through him, realizing his own actions had sabotaged their already slim chance of survival. But Heather's voice broke through his despair, her words of encouragement sparking a flicker of hope. Gripping his slingshot, Dan tried to steady his shaking hands, but his next shot went wide, missing the target yet again. However, in a stroke of luck, the misfire hit a nearby ladder, sending it clattering down right in front of him. Not one to waste an opportunity, Dan scrambled to set up the ladder and carefully climbed onto the sink area, reaching up to grab a toolbox that had been just out of reach. But just as he felt a glimmer of triumph, the ladder slipped, sending the hammer from the toolbox plummeting into the sink. Panic flared as he quickly climbed back down, retreating into the safety of the bathroom stall. But the hard-earned contents of the toolbox amounted to nothing more than some useless cash, and now the hammer was in the hands of a zombie just outside. With a menacing swing, the zombie shattered the nearby glass with the hammer. Watching the chaos, Dan had a sudden flash of inspiration. He started taunting the zombie, luring it closer to the stall door. Predictably, the zombie took the bait, swinging the hammer against the door in a frenzy. At the right moment, Dan grabbed the hammer as it got stuck in the door. For a brief second, he felt victorious, until another zombie lunged, sinking its teeth into his arm. Dan's heart sank as he felt doomed, convinced he'd been infected. But then, through his panic, he realized the zombie was wearing dentures. The bite hadn't even broken his skin. A wave of laughter overtook him as he recognized his bizarre stroke of luck. Dan knew he couldn't just sit back and wait, especially as the zombies became increasingly agitated by the hole in the door. He decided to break through the partition behind him to find Heather. After a lot of effort, he squeezed through the opening and followed Heather's voice. Breaking through another wall,